Hello and welcome to a new lesson on encrypting files with GPG on Linux. In this lesson, we are going to explore how to use GPG, that's GNU Privacy Guard, to encrypt files securely on your Linux machine. Now, why would we need encryption? Well, we want to protect our data, whether it's just sitting on a hard drive or being sent over the internet. Encryption helps make sure that only the right people can read it. And GPG gives us a simple but powerful way to do that. Let's start with a quick explanation. GPG is a tool, not protocol like HTTP. You feed a file into GPG and it generates an encrypted version of the file. Then only someone with the matching private key can decrypt it. Think of it like this. You lock your data in a box with someone's public key, and only their private key can open it. Even you, the sender, can't decrypt it after encrypting it. Only the person with the private key can. Now let's see how this works on a Linux machine. I will start by checking if GPG is installed. Most Linux distributions have it by default. So let's type here GPG, then version. And as you see from the output, we have GPG installed version 2.3.3. Now let's create our personal encryption key. We will use the full setup wizard for better control. Let's execute together GPG, then full generate key. Now press enter. You need to select the key type. So I will stick with the default RSA and RSA. You can add your selection here. I will type 1. Then let's choose our key bits long. So I will type here 4096. Now pick a time frame. I will just keep it as 0, key doesn't expire. Here is like a warning message, key doesn't expire at all. Is this correct? I will just provide Y and enter. Then you need to provide your real name. So I will type here Khalil. Then you need to provide an address. It will be khalil@cloudsark.com. Then press enter. I will leave the comment blank. Then to confirm, I will type O capital. Then I will press enter. But also you can type N to change the name, C to change the comment, E to change the email, or Q to quit this process. For me, I confirmed the information I have typed, so I will go with OK. Now you need to provide your passphrase. So I will provide mine and OK. And I will re-enter the passphrase again. Then OK. And you need to move your mouse to generate the random numbers. And here is your first GPG key created on the system. You can see the key fingerprint. Note this down to know that this is the fingerprint for your GPG key. To export the public key or your public key, execute GPG -armor -export. Then I will provide the email I have provided to GPG while I created the private key for user Khalil. So this will be khalil@cloudsark.com. Then I will redirect that to Khalil public key.asc. So this creates a file named khalil-public-key.asc. You can share this file with anyone. It's harmless. It's just a public key. Okay, now let's say that you received someone's key. So here, let's execute ls and enter. And as you see from the output, I have another public key for Bob, which I received from Bob, and I want to import Bob's public key. To do so, I will just execute GPG, then --import, and the name of the public key, which is pop-public-key.asc. Now press enter, and as you can see from the output, the public key for Bob Smith has been imported. Okay, now let's encrypt a file we need to send to Bob. So here is a file that I want to encrypt, which is secret_password.txt. I stored a sensitive password here inside this file, and I want to share this file with Bob, but I want to ensure first that this file is encrypted. So even if someone stole this file, he will not be able to see its content. So I will encrypt this file using Bob public key. To do so, let's type GPG -encrypt, then --recipient, then Bob's email, so bob@cloudsark.com, then the name of the file I want to encrypt, which is secret_password.txt. This is a warning from GPG that there is no assurance this key belongs to the named user. Use this key anyway, so I will just type Y. Now let's execute ls and enter, and as you can see now, we have a newly created file which is encrypted with the name secret_password.txt.gpg. Let's check the content of this file. So I will type cats in the file name, and as you see, the file is encrypted. I can see its content. Okay, now let's send this file to Bob and see how can Bob will decrypt this file. So let's assume that this client machine is for Bob. I will get its IP using IP A, and I will copy the IP, and from my server machine, I will transfer the secret_password.gpg file using the scp command. So let's type scp, then the file name we want to transfer to Bob's machine, then the username is Vagrant, the IP of the machine, then this will be transferred to /home/Vagrant. Now press enter. I will provide the Vagrant password, which is by default Vagrant. And now Bob has the file secret_password.txt. Let's go to Bob's machine. Now Bob has the file, the encrypted file, and he wants to decrypt it using his private key. So Bob will type GPG, then the file name, and Bob will provide his passphrase for his own private key. And OK. And if we did ls and press enter, as you can see now we have the unencrypted file secret_password.txt. So now Bob can see the content of this sensitive file. As you can see, it managed to decrypt the file, and now the content is password 123456. As a side note, don't forget to back up your private key. If you lose it, your encrypted files are gone forever. Store it on a USB drive or a password manager. Now let's go back to the server machine, and you can use GPG to list the secret keys and the public keys. To do so, let's start by listing the secret keys. You can type GPG -list -secret -keys and press enter. And as you can see, we only have one secret key or private key here for user Khalil and email khalil@cloudsark.com. And also you can see the fingerprint for this key. Now to list the public keys on the system, let's execute GPG, then -list keys and press enter. And as you can see from the output, we have two public keys, the first one for user Khalil and the second one for user Bob Smith. You can also delete the private key or public keys on the system. So let's say that you want to, for some reason, delete the private key. You will list the available private keys you have. Then to delete this key, you will just type GPG -- delete, then -secret -key, then the fingerprint for this key, and press enter. And it will ask for a confirmation. If you are sure that you want to delete this private key, type Y and press enter. This is a secret key, so again you need to confirm. So I'm pretty sure I want to delete this key, so I will type Y and press enter, and enter again, and if we try to list the secret keys, right now we don't have any private keys on this virtual machine or on this system. To do the same with public key, let's first list the public keys, and to delete a public key, type GPG, then -delete -key, then the fingerprint for the key. So let me delete the public key for user Khalil from this system. So I will provide its fingerprint. Now press enter, type Y, and if we listed the public keys on the system, as you can see right now, we have only one public key for Bob Smith because we deleted the public key for user Khalil. And that's it for this lesson on GPG. You have just learned how to encrypt and decrypt files using public and private key pairs, which is a solid technique to keep your data safe at rest and in transit. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next lesson.